Dvivida. He was a close associate of Dvivida Gorilla, who had been killed by Lord Krishna. When Dvivida appeared in the killing of Romaharshana, he planned to create mischief throughout the country in order to avenge Romaharshana's death. He would set fires in villages and towns and often tear mountains to pieces.
In this way, he would create great disturbances, especially in the province of Katwa. For the city of Dwarka was situated in the Katwa province and was Lord Krishna's city. Therefore, Dvivida specifically made it his target of disturbance. The gorilla was as powerful as 10,000 elephants. He often polluted the sacrificial arenas of saintly persons with impure substances. While creating great disturbances all over the country, he often heard sweet musical sounds from the Radha mountain. Entered the Dvivida mountain and saw Lord Balaram and the gopis there. Gorilla became captivated by the beauty of Lord Balaram's body, whose every feature was very beautiful. Lord Balaram seemed fully intoxicated from drinking his Varuni beverage. He closed his eyes, rolled in a drunken state. Branch to another, and during the branches in such a way that Lord Balaram was distracted from the pleasing atmosphere. Lord Balaram threw a stone at Dvivida. The gorilla artfully avoided being struck by the stone. The gorilla was so impudent that he came and stole the pot of Varuni in order to insult Balaram. He also tore up the valuable clothing and ornaments worn by Lord Balaram and the gopis. He was so puffed up, he thought that Lord Balaram would not chastise him, and so he continued his offensive behaviour. Angry, seeing the gorilla's offensive behaviour towards him and the gopis. Balaram had heard about this gorilla's mischievous activities all over the country, so he decided to kill him. Lord Balaram took up his club named Sunandan in his hands. Dvivida could now understand that Lord Balaram was going to attack him, so he uprooted a tree and hit Balaram with it. Great sages, saintly persons, and celestials from the upper planetary system showered flowers on Lord Balaram. After being worshipped with showers of flowers and glorious sounds of victory, Lord Balaram returned to Dwarka. However, on returning to Dwarka, Lord Balaram heard that there was an arrangement between the Kauravas and the Pandavas for a great battle, the Battle of Kurukshetra. Lord Balaram did not like this arrangement and tried to prevent this by acting as a mediator between the two parties. This did not succeed, and Lord Balaram, not wishing to take part in the battle, left Dwarka on the excuse of visiting holy places. Sometime later he would visit the holy place Namasharanya, which was being used for the meetings of sages and performing of sacrifices. However, the sages residing there were often harassed by a powerful demon named Balval. This demon would visit the place on full moon nights and moonless days. He caused disturbance by showering impure substances, such as blood, wine, and so on, upon the sacrifice.
Again that rascal Balval is here to disrupt the sacrifice.
I, the great, powerful Balval, am here. I will now show you with blood, wine, and other impure substances. And there is nothing that you can do about it.
Rascal, you will pay for your atrocities against the saintly persons. Have you no shame in harassing the sages?
What? What are you going to do about it? Nothing!
Oh Lord, only you can help us.
Lord Balaram came to Namasharanya at the time when there was a meeting of all the sages. Immediately, all the sages got up to offer their respects to Lord Balaram, knowing him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All except Romaharshana Suta, who was seated upon the Vyasasan. He had neither gotten up nor offered his respects. This enraged Lord Balaram, who knew of Romaharshana Suta's position as unfit to sit on the Vyasasan in the presence of exalted sages.
Why have you accepted a seat not worthy of your position? Why have you not stood up to receive me? This man is liable to be awarded the death punishment, because although he has the good qualification of being a disciple of Lord Vyasadeva, and although he has studied all the Vedic literature from this exalted personality, he is not submissive in the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A person who is actually a Brahmana and is very learned must automatically become very gentle also. Even though this Romaharshana Suta is very learned and has been given the chance to become a Brahmana, he has not become gentle and submissive. One who is puffed up by material acquisitions cannot acquire the gentle behavior of a Brahmana. The learning of such a person is as good as the valuable jewel decorating the hood of a serpent. A serpent is still a serpent despite the jewel on its head. If a person is not meek and humble, all his learning of the Vedic literatures becomes like outward dress. I have appeared in order to chastise false persons who are internally impure, but externally pose themselves as very learned and religious. My killing of such persons is proper to check them from further sinful activity.
With that, Lord Balaram killed Romaharshana Suta with a blade of kusha grass. One may ask how this is possible. The Lord's position is always transcendental, and he can act how he wants, being omnipotent. So he is not obliged to follow the laws of material nature, being the Supreme Lord. The present sages and brahmanas became distressed by Lord Balaram's action.
Our dear Lord, we think your action is not in line with the religious principles. Dear Lord Yagunandana, we may inform you that we posted Romaharshana Suta in that exalted position for the duration of this great sacrifice. He was seated on the Vyasasan by our election, and when one is seated on the Vyasasan, it is improper for him to stand up to receive a person. Moreover, we awarded him an undisturbed duration of life. Under the circumstances, since your lordship has killed him, without considering these facts, we think your action is equal to killing a Brahmana.
Yes, I must atone for this action, which may have been proper for me, but is improper for others. Therefore, I think it is my duty to execute a suitable act of atonement enjoined in the authorized scriptures. Simultaneously, I can also give him life again, with a span of long duration, sufficient strength, and full power of the senses. Not only this, but if you desire, I shall be glad to award anything you may ask. I shall be very glad to grant all these boons to fulfill your desires.
This statement by Lord Balaram confirms that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is free to act in any way. Although his killing of Romaharshana Suta may be considered improper, he could immediately counteract it with greater profit to all. Therefore, one should not imitate the actions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should simply follow the instructions of the Lord.
Our dear Lord, the uncommon use of your Kush weapon to kill Romaharshana Suta may remain as it is because you desire to kill him. He should not be brought back to life again. At the same time, your Lordship may remember that we sages and brahmanas voluntarily gave him long life. Therefore, such a benediction should not be nullified.
The son is considered the representative of the father. Therefore, you may transfer the benediction to his son. O sages, know that you should ask from me any other benedictions, and I will fulfill it immediately.
Our dear Lord, there is a very powerful demon of the name Balval. We think that if you kindly kill him, that will be your atonement on our behalf. The demon occasionally comes here, and he profusely throws upon us contaminated, impure things like blood and wine. He pollutes this sacred place by showering such filth upon us. After killing Balval, you may continue touring all the sacred places. That is our prescription. I'm back to disrupt the sacrifice! There is nothing that you can do to stop me!
O great demon! You will harass the sages no more. I shall stop you.
That I want to see!
Struck the demon's forehead with his plough, instantly killing Balval. The inhabitants of Namasharanya became most pleased by seeing this, and they offered their respectful prayers and heartfelt blessings to him. They agreed that none of Lord Balaram's attempts to do something would ever be a failure. They performed bathing of Balaram and presented him with new clothing, ornaments, and the lotus garland of victory, which was the reservoir of beauty and everlasting. It was never to be dried up. After this, Lord Balaram toured many other sacred places. Lord Balaram is the personality of Godhead and unto himself. Therefore, he is beyond the scope of understanding by mind, intelligence, and body. He descended exactly like a human being and behaved in that way for his own purposes. We can only explain his pastimes. He is the original Vishnu. Therefore,
Anyone remembering pastimes of Lord Balaram in the morning and evening will certainly become a great devotee of the Lord, and thus their life will be successful in all respects.